All right, so last three problems, 8, 9, and 10. This is the Unit 1 review. In a world-famous bakery, an oven is set at a temperature of 350 degrees. The variance in the temperature of the oven is described by the following inequality. So a couple of things here. Ovens are supposed to be a specific temperature, but sometimes they're not exactly that temperature, which what that means is, let's say I'm trying to bake a cake at 350 degrees, but my oven might have 4 to 5 degrees off. So it could be as low as 345 degrees or as high as 355 degrees. It's basically saying that, yeah, your goal was 350, but you might be low a little bit or you might be high a little bit. So for this example, they're saying that the variance is set by 8.5 degrees. So it could be as low as 8.5 degrees below 350 or as high as 8.5 degrees above 350. However, they put this in a nice, lovely inequality for us. So we're going to go ahead and solve for this temperature, and it's going to tell us the absolute minimum and the absolute maximum. And then we're going to pick three values in the middle. So if none of that still made sense to you, let's just solve this inequality, all right? So when we solve this inequality, we're gonna go ahead and set up t minus 350 is less than or equal to 8.5, and t minus 350 is greater than or equal to negative 8.5. Okay, absolute value, you got the positive, you got the negative, but you have to change the direction of the sign. So we add 350 to both sides, add 350. My first answer is that T is less than 358.5 degrees. My second answer, I add 350 to both sides like before, and I get that T is greater than or equal to 341.5 degrees. So here's my number line. Here's 341.5. Here's 358.5. Right? Yeah, I had to switch what side they were on. Gotta put the lower one to the left. And then I'm looking for anything in between them because this is greater than 341. This is less than 358. So let's pick three random temperatures. All right, we would obviously hope that 350 degrees is one of the temperatures. That's definitely in the middle. And then, I don't know, let's say 342 or 353. Now, here's what I want you to do. You cannot use my numbers. So if you're watching this video and you put my numbers down, I'm going to know that you are not using your own numbers. So pick three different numbers that fall in between. You may not use my numbers. 342, 350, and 353 are out of bounds. You may not use them. All right, so come up with three other temperatures. All right, numbers 9 and 10, last ones. Basically, number 9 is just making sure you can plug your numbers in correctly. So 3 absolute value times A, so times 2/3, minus 4 absolute value, negative 1/16. All right, so we plug in A, we plug in B. I'm just going to simplify these. 3 times 2/3, well, that fraction is going to reduce. All right, the 3 and the 3 will cancel out. I'll just have absolute value of 2 minus 4. And then when we do absolute value of negative 1/16, that becomes positive 1/16. So we just make it a positive fraction. Absolute value of 2 is 2. And then 4 times 1/16, well, we can reduce this. 4 goes into itself once, 4 goes into 16 4 times. We get 2 minus 1/4. Now you do need to go ahead and do a common denominator here. So we're going to make this 2/1, multiply both of these by 4. That way we get 8/4 minus 1/4 for a final answer of 7/4. All right, so hopefully that wasn't too bad. Leave it as a fraction, do not do a decimal. Why? Because I like fractions. All right, lastly, number 10, let's go ahead and solve this out. Now, if you notice, the absolute value is not isolated. So for number 10, we have to get rid of the 6 and get rid of the 1/3 before we create the positive and negative answers. So first things first, we're going to subtract the 6. 1/3 absolute value 2x minus 5 is equal to 2. Then we're going to get rid of the 1/3 by multiplying by 3. That cancels out the fraction in the front, and we get absolute value 2x minus 5 equals 6. All right, so this is saying that the distance is 6. That's good. Now we're going to write up our two answers. 2x minus 5 equals 6, and 2x minus 5 equals negative 6. And we're going to solve for x. Add our 5. 2x equals 11. Divide our 2. X equals 11 over 2. So there's answer number 1. Next answer, same process, add the 5. 2x equals negative 1. Divide the 2. X equals negative 1/2. All right, so there are our two answers. Now let's graph them. And I'm going to squish this in the best I can. The good news is I just need to draw dots. Here's negative 1/2. Here's 11/2. See? Done. All right, so there's your Unit 1 review. Hopefully these videos helped.